Hello, everyone. Welcome to What's Upon a Game. It's a one-shot role-playing game variety show. We emphasize Pro Plus one-shot games with the magic of collaboration and play, and by the end of the show, we'll have created something truly special and original. Tonight, we'll be playing a lovely little game called Do Not Let Us Die on the Dark Night of This Cold Winter by Cecil. And I've got a lovely cast of people here with me. How are you all doing?
Good.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I'll be your facilitator. I'll be portraying the village elder for this game. My name is Umbra, or Calla. I use he, him pronouns. And let's see. Let's go down in order. Brad, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Looking forward to trying to save some villagers, but I'm sure that there'll be some sad lapses. Let me see. I guess you can use any darn pronouns you want. Variety is good for me. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Good. And let's see. Who is next in this lovely little list? Eric.
Hi. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. My name's Eric. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I've been, I was pretty excited to get on and try this game. Yeah, I'm just fascinated. This is, just curious about this game because it seems like an interesting mini game to inject into other games too, which might be really interesting. Like the GM side of me is really fascinated by this prospect.
Yeah, I think that was like the original intent behind the game. Now we're sort of making it do another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and last but not least, Golden or Will, whichever one you prefer.
Yeah, I prefer Golden Age. We're on the internet. I get to choose my own name.
True. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Keeping warm. Got some hot cocoa. I'm ready to save scum, to save all the villagers.
Nice.
I'm not sure how that works.
They're not all scum.
Figure it out.
We'll try our best.
All right.
Yeah. So, as mentioned, the game we're playing tonight. Okay, yeah, you're back. Only a brief flickering.
Spirits.
Musical windows.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. As mentioned. Yeah, as mentioned earlier, the game we're playing that we're gonna be playing in a moment is called Do Not Let Us Die on the Dark Night of This Cold Winter. As the name suggests, we're going to try our hardest to help a small village make their way through the cold and darkness that is winter, that I think we're all experiencing right now to some degree, depending on where we are in the world. Okay.
No, not
some
a bit.
of us.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, we're getting there. But before we go, we want to talk a bit about how we do things here at Once Upon a Game. And remember that first and foremost, we're all individuals coming together to take time out for weeks to play role-playing games with friends or sometimes even first-time strangers.
Friends, old and new.
Yeah. And that means that we have a responsibility to one another, to ask people to, more so than we have a responsibility to the game. So we need to make sure that everyone here is being heard. And if there is something like troubling us during the game, that we can talk about that. We don't need to talk on camera. If you want to just talk in Zoom chat or in the Discord or anywhere else, that's fine. Just make sure that if there is something that comes up during the game that bothers you, you can just call it that. And what we usually use for that is a procedure called the X card. which if something comes up that makes you uncomfortable, that you don't want to explain why, you can just say, like, can we? I want to X-card this. Then we move on. We keep playing. I might ask you specifically what it was. I might ask what, but I will never ask why. And I ask that all of you follow the same procedure. It's always what, but never why. Yeah, and only the user gets a call, and say, I want ice cream, and then we don't question that. Just move on. Is everyone okay with that? Are we all?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the most important thing we're playing a game is to have fun. And if we don't get the rules entirely 100% right, I'm sorry, Cecil, but we're gonna just keep going. And just to make sure that we're all communicating well and trying to stay on the same page. Just a few tips. Just be obvious. Is to say the first thing that comes to mind, and lean into whatever fiction you've absorbed recently. And then when other people are talking, when they're playing, is listen and take in what you hear and try and reincorporate other people's ideas into your play when it's when you're on screen. And just be ready to build upon what other people have said and what other people are playing up. So with that, let's move ourselves into the game proper. And start by setting the scene. We are a group of, you three, I suppose, are a group of adventurers. You've been traveling on a long journey. You have lots of stories to tell for the folks back home. And you've stopped by in this tiny village at the foot of a large mountain range. It's barely large enough to be called a village, to be fair. It's more like a large farm that's just spread out a little bit. So you've gotten to know some of the villagers. You've spent a night here in the tavern, eating and drinking and having a good time. And eventually you let on that your plan is to head across the mountains when morning breaks. And almost immediately the villagers they try to stop you. The pass is treacherous. We're approaching the end of fall. And as far as they can tell, one of the harshest winters in living memory is approaching. They ask and they beg you to stay in the village for the winter, just so that you don't die. And to be fair, you do seem you seem to be adventurers of note, so they figure that you might be able to help them as well.
They have any gold?
Let us name this village Omelette.
Yes.
They offer food and shelter, if nothing else. Possibly, possibly some. Well, it's good to be alive, isn't it?
It's good to be rich.
That.
All right.
Yeah. If you do press the issue, they might be able to offer you a bit of gold in the spring.
There we go.
Yeah, if they make it out.
Well, if they
Yeah,
don't,
and if they don't make it out, they might still have some gold. So there you go.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, let's go around the table and introduce our characters. The one thing that matters, or I should say the two things that matter for the game are your name and your sorry, your class. And you need to decide your name and whether or not you are a fighter, a thief, or a wizard. And since there's 3 of us, I would recommend to have one of each, because the different classes do play into the game going forward. So
I'm good with any of these options. But you guys?
Yeah, I don't have any preference. Do we have like a breakdown of what the main differences are, or is it just mostly fictional?
Yeah, they gather different things, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're good at gathering different things.
Yeah, there's 3 main resources that we're going to get to in the game. There's fuel, food, and medicine, and the different classes are better at gathering different resources. The fighters are good at gathering fuel, because they're like chopping wood and gathering branches and whatnot. Thieves are good at gathering food, because they're like hunting and trapping and the like. Wizards are good at identifying herbs and whatnot to improve the gathering of medicine.
Okay.
So, Brad, do you have a preference?
Yeah, I could go with any of them, but I think just to I'll go with thief, or rogue, right?
Cool.
Just because in most games I tend to go more towards like wizards, and this seems like a good opportunity to be honest.
Bit of a roguish option. Cool. Yeah. So when you decide the class, you can claim one of the buildings in the village as yours, which is what these worksheets are for. There's going to be 1 building per person, and you can put in your information at the top. You can put your name over the line and mark in your class.
Alrighty.
Okay, so we get one of the building worksheets.
Yes.
Okay.
As you see, there's 4 worksheets here, 3, and then 1 further down below. There's 1 for each of the buildings, which is where the people live, and then there's the storeroom, which is where all the supplies will be kept.
Okay.
I see. Okay. So just like fill in like what sort of building it is.
This is like a residential building. So
okay.
Yeah, this is a place where people live.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to claim the first one, that's.
Sure.
Let's see who is next on the list. Eric, do you have a preference?
No, I was looking at the fighter. I think I might just claim the fighter.
Yeah.
Because in the same vein, I often play thieves or wizards. So
yeah,
I'll
good
go
opportunity to play against type.
Exactly. Lean into my French heritage and make him a lumberjack or something.
Nice.
Lumberjack.
From the wilds of Quebec.
Lovely.
Yes.
I'll go with the wizard, I guess. I'm going to name her Shun, which is short for Shun the Villy path that is easy to walk.
Lovely. Yeah, so once you have a name, put it up there and mark your class in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So while we're figuring out names for our characters, I can go over a bit about how the game works. Gameplay is basically split up in turns, where we're going around everyone, and we take turns deciding what supplies to gather and then we're going to distribute them between the different people in the village. And then near the end of each round, something happens to stir up the situation in the village, and some people, regardless of what happens, some people end up getting sick. They need medicine. And then at the end of each turn, we're going to, whoever is what's called the active adventurer, whoever is doing the main resource gathering, can propose a scene with themselves and some people in the village. But first, we need to talk about the village itself. But who are the people that live here? We need to set that up. So we've mentioned that there is one building worksheet for each person, for each player here. And there would be 5 people living in each building. So because there's 3 of you, this village is going to have a total population of 15.
Okay.
As mentioned, it's a very small village. There are at least 15 to start with. We'll see how many make it out in the end.
So do we want some sort of naming convention for this village? Is it, are we naming these people in our house?
Yeah, we should name them. There's a little space for names over the top, just over each bed. I would say choose the first names that come to mind.
Okay.
Or we can name them like as we're introduced to them in the narrative. We don't have to name all of them right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably best not to get too attached to these people. They're disposable.
No.
Yes. And in addition to the 5 people in each building, there's also 1 animal attached to each building. This can be an animal that travels with you. It can be like a dog or a horse, or it can be like a farm animal. It's just that there's 1 animal per person that we have access to. Yeah, and just as with the people, we don't have to like decide these right now. But if you have any ideas,
what are we doing if we're not naming people?
See,
aren't we supposed to come up with 5 names?
Yeah, like now is as good as time as any to do that. But if we all feel fine with leaving that up until later, we can start play proper.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, like I've got 3 so far. I can come up with a couple more, or we could just jump in and name them as we go.
Yeah, I think we can. I think we're probably good to go then.
Sure.
Yeah, I've got a couple figured out.
Yeah, then we should probably start. And I think how this is going to play out is that we're just going to go through the motions of procedure, maybe narrate a bit like what we're doing, and then save like big narrative pieces for when we do a scene at the end. So because there's 3 of us, we're going to shoot for a winter of 11 turns. That's going to be our winter's length. It's usually 10, and then 1 more turn for every 2 people, for every 2 people in the party. We're going to go going to 11. And we are currently at 3 buildings. And for the moment, we are at 0 deaths. So to start, we need to decide decide who's going to go first. We need to decide who is the active adventurer, and this is where your classes come into play, because depending on your class, we're going to get more of your supply. So if the fighter is the active adventurer, we're going to get more fuel. If the thief is the active adventurer, we get more food, and if the wizard is the active adventurer, we get more medicine.
Okay. And all of those resources, do they deplete in the same way, or do they function differently?
They function a bit differently. Everyone needs 1 unit of food, not to be hungry. And every house needs a number of fuel equal to the current temperature. And then if a villager is sick, they need 1 unit of medicine to be healthy again. So they're used for different things.
So probably don't need medicine to start off with. So either food or fuel seem reasonable.
Yeah.
I feel like we're playing, what's that game where you Hail Stroka, all that.
Yeah, well,
Papers, please. Papers, please.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely one good touchdown for this game.
So do we want to freeze our family or make them go hungry? So I guess we're not starting off with anything. Huh?
Do we know what temperature it is? Like, how cold is it? Do we need more fuel?
For the very first turn, we're not going to be distributing stuff just yet. So we're going to start with the third step, which is to gather new supplies.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. There'll be plenty of time to distribute stuff when we actually have some. But it's assumed that the village is competent enough to have survived this far.
Or we just let them freeze and just heal everybody when they get sick.
Yeah, I think having a good store of food is probably a good place to start.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our thief is going to be the active adventurer then? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So as the active adventurer, you get to choose which supply you want to gather. It's not necessarily like yours.
And my specialty is pies, right?
I'm sure there's lots of wild pies roaming around here.
Yes. Well, yeah, I guess I'll go out in the forest and try and point out, along with some villagers, and try and point out that berry's tasty. That one will kill you. Pick the first, not the second. Let's go. Rinse and repeat.
Okay. So yes, the way that the gathering of supplies work is that when you've chosen a supply, you gain 2d6 of that supply.
Okay. And so go ahead and roll, or there are modifiers or anything?
So yeah, you just go ahead and roll.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. So we get 9 food. And given that there's 15 people in the village, this is going to be interesting.
Cool.
So let's see. And then everyone else who is not the active adventurer can roll one. It's usually 1d6 if you match the chosen supply. So if there are any other thieves who've gotten 1d6 food, and then, but since we have a fighter and a wizard, you only roll for 1d3 of yours, of your supply. So we'll also be gaining 1d3 fuel and 1d3 medicine.
Okay. Give that a roll.
Yeah.
There's no narrative thing attached to it. So we get 2 medicine.
Yeah, this is just part of like the gathering montage. Everyone going out into the woods and gathering
Nice.
supplies.
And 3 fuel.
Yeah, 3 fuel. With you doing some good old lumberjacking.
Yep.
Mm.
The axe to a better use than cutting up goblins.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, you're gonna dull the blade of your axe. When the goblin cord hums, you won't get to eat them.
Yeah, I think goblin fat probably burns pretty well. I mean,
That's true.
Splendid.
I bet.
All right. Now that we have our supplies, we roll on what's called the occurrence table. Just when something happens in the town. Most of them are bad, some are good.
Cool.
Yeah. So I've set up a macro for this, which you all should have access to. Oh wait, no. Now you should. There's some last minute prep there.
okay.
Is it really prep if you're doing it during the game?
Yes.
Yeah. There should be an occurrence macro.
And do we all roll this?
Only the active adventure rolls.
Okay.
Did I not set need to set have the macro button show up? I should know this. I've been using Roll20 for some years now. But
yeah, the macros are in the second.
There we go. Okay.
In the top right. Second from the right.
Add that to a bar.
Yeah. A biting wind cuts through the village with such veracity that even the building halves have trouble staying aflame. Each house will require 1 extra unit of fuel to heat this turn.
Great.
Yeah, so we'll be determining the temperature next round. Then we'll see. Might have a very cold winter ahead of us.
Yeah.
And then we roll 1d3 to determine how many villagers become sick this turn. So a turn, by the way, it's used by the game to represent a unit of time. Usually, in a normal winter, it's about a week. About a week's worth of time.
Okay.
To keep that in mind for our scenes later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rolling now. Ha!
Okay, so it's just 1 villager that becomes sick. So let's see. I'm going to say that. Let's see. Who shall become sick? Let's say that Olaf becomes sick.
All right.
Yeah. First and foremost, is going to target. Like, I'm going to go for people in your building if possible. Then try to distribute them evenly after that. Okay. So what do we see for our first scene then? After a week of strong winds and some brief sickness. What do you do, Eric?
What do I?
Is it just Eric?
No,
narrating stuff?
Varric, the thief.
Oh, what do I?
Yeah.
There. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
I think that in the process of going out and collecting these berries, there's this one guy, Olaf, who's he means well, but he has trouble keeping up with the rest, and his furs just aren't up to the standard of the others, and he just gets grayer and grayer, and that's just tough because we need berries. He's put to bed, but he's not dying yet, so we could wait on giving him medicine. I don't.
He's not dying just yet. Yeah. Okay, cool. Is anyone else there with you? Like, I'm picturing this like the gathering party. Like, do we see like anyone else in the village around?
Well, I mean,
like
In all-
more or less everyone is here. But
yeah.
do we see anyone in particular?
Well, of course, I'm always up for hanging out with my good adventuring friends, Beaupre, and Shun, and you know, there's always. It turns out that good old Bendon is probably good for a laugh. He's a companionable sort, and you know, I'm sure Dahlia's has you know, even though she's from this tiny village, has like some interesting things to say about woodcrafts and how to survive terrible winters. But who knows if it's accurate or not? We'll find out.
Find out indeed. I think with that, that's the conclusion of our first turn. We
Okay.
move on. That's these boxes here on the side of the storeroom are for turn tracking. That is one turn of winter down. So now we move on to the harsh parts. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I must have misread something here because we need to distribute. Let's see. Yeah, I missed a step at some point. I need to roll for the current temperature, which is for the. Wait, no, that's there.
Is it a good or bad thing? Because we could just move on.
I guess we're not doing that the first turn. Yeah, because must have been something I missed here. Okay, we're just gonna move on then. So no one dies just yet. We haven't passed out the supplies.
Okay. So should we actually give poor Olaf some medicine? Does that does sickness like automatically tick up if you don't give the medicines like that?
Yeah, that's the way of it. Okay. Let's see. I do need to roll for temperature, and this is going to be 1d3 plus 1 because of the occurrence that happened with the strong winter winds.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, so we're going beyond the scale to a 4, which is not even on there. Then each building is going to need 4 units of fuel.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
So we just don't have any enough.
Right now you have 3 units of fuel. I would recommend that you gather some.
Yeah.
Because now we need to ration the supplies here.
Oh, okay. So the first round we skipped the horrible accounting thing where we're having not done anything for our people. We would have died, but we got the first. And then so do we gather one more time before we do the accounting, or do we have to for fuel? Or I'll
take the
go ahead.
Adventurer gets to distribute.
Yeah, right now we're going to distribute the supplies. So everyone needs 1 unit of food not to be hungry. So you have 9 units of food at the moment to distribute among well, the 15 people in the village and yourselves.
Oh, and ourselves as well. Okay.
Oh, so we have to eat.
Yeah.
So what 6 characters do we like? I assume the ones you named. I named everybody, but
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Olaf is already sick, so I mean,
Dude,
if
let
we
Olaf
know
die?
that, yeah, if we know that there's just not going to be enough for everybody to have all the things they need, maybe we should just say, "I'm sorry, you should have worn thicker furs, and we're gonna prioritize others from the get-go."
harsh.
Harsh.
I'm just putting this out as a possibility. I'm not saying that we should necessarily do that, but maybe.
I want to save Scum and save everybody.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
if you want to be smart about this,
I don't know that it is. I'm just laying out possibilities.
what kind of character are you playing? Was your character do this?
I think yes. Varric is a pragmatic sort. Like he does actually want as many people as possible to survive, but seeing how
you have to eat too.
Yeah,
You could go hungry.
I could.
And can we only fit 6 people per house?
Yes.
Like if we wanted to get, like, if enough people die, we can put 2 houses together, right?
Yeah, that's one option that you have.
Okay.
Yeah, that does help with the fuel later on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also one other thing you can do to get more food if you want.
Yes.
Yeah, which is just to slaughter your animals.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I thought you were going to suggest
Me
eating
too.
Olaf.
My brain went some other place altogether.
Do we have to feed the animals?
No, I think the animals are just like grazing in this like small area outside, so they like, sustain themselves.
Okay.
Turns out the name of this village is Donner Pass.
Yeah.
People food.
Well, so who do we want to feed is the thing. Because if we all feed ourselves, that leaves 6 people to feed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like Shun is like being very inclusive. Like ever since they got here, they're just dealing with trouble at the alchemist's hut. You just don't see them much. So maybe when it's time to distribute food, you all get some food, and then you run out before it's time to share with her.
Huh.
Sorry, Sean.
Wow.
That's harsh. I'm thinking that Varric is going to take the pragmatic stance that whether or not we feed Olaf, that Varric himself needs food so that he can gather more food. It's important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in our house, basically, so Delilah and Maria, that's the grandmother and the mother. So the 3 unnamed are the grandchildren, and they'll probably need to be fed.
Okay.
And Beaupré is tough and strong, and I don't need any food. I'm strong like bull, and yeah, I can go hungry for 1 round.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Is there ways to clear our hunger boxes?
eating. That is the only way to cure hunger is to eat.
So once you eat, you clear your hungry box.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we have 6 more units of food to distribute.
Okay.
Yeah, feed your named characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a good call. Yeah.
Okay, so but we only have 6, right? That's after feeding.
The 3 grandchildren.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And we do have like 11 of these turns going forward. So if we could try to keep the pace up, that would be good.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so just feed 7 people. I already said, I think you guys just don't get food to me. So you guys pick.
So we'll I guess we each pick 2 more people in our households to get fed, and the rest don't.
Sure, that works for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everybody but me in my house. So the 5. Does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And the is hungry is the
vertical ones.
line. Yeah.
Yeah. So Bendon and Thera get food.
They eat, yes.
Then we have 1 more unit left.
Yeah, I'll leave that.
You have 1.
Oh, that's after. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Who
Somebody
wants?
pick one of their people to just feed randomly.
Okay. Well, I'll eat.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
But I get a feeling we're all going to be cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Let's see. So, yeah. Next is your medicine. So do you want to cure Olaf or not? Is the question, I suppose.
Nah.
Nah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Saving the medicine for later.
So everyone.
Oh, but okay. But if we don't cure him, he'll automatically get another tick of sickness right
the
after
thing.
this, right?
Yeah.
We
Okay,
know for sure someone's going to die from each building right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's because of how cold it is.
We just don't have enough fuel for any of the buildings. So we will spend no fuel.
Okay. And can we nominate the same person to die as his? Yeah. Okay. So sure. Let's not medicate Olaf. He's in trouble.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to check to make sure that to check a thing.
Of course, this also means if we don't gather food this turn,
we're going to be out of.
a lot of people are going to die next turn.
Yeah. One person in each building is most likely going to die at this point. Yeah. So no medicine or fuel. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, we may as well save the few. Like we'd probably just huddle together and go. This is going to be a long winter, so we may as well hold out a little bit before we start the fires.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, going around the virtual table is the means that Bopre is our next active adventure for the gathering of supplies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you decide which one that you prioritize in the moment.
Oh, I get to decide. Okay. I think we need food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're gonna have to, like, basically, I think we might be caught. Like, yeah, I would go with food right now. I would probably like trundle out and knock on the door of Baden and Thera and call out to Varric and say, "We need more food. This can't go on like this."
All right. Well, you know, I spent too much energy last week. I don't know, but all right, fine.
Okay. So then we get our 2d6 food from you, Bob, right?
Also, the active player always rolls 2d6.
Yeah.
Yes.
No
So we
matter
won't
what
get
they're
fuel
gathering?
this time.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 units of food.
Okay.
That's not enough food.
Okay, and then I roll a die 6 for how much food I gather, correct?
Yes. You're a thief. You're good at food gathering. So that's 2 more.
Or up to 10.
Better than you were when you were before.
Yeah. And medicine. Well,
Yeah. 1d3 medicine.
Yeah.
Nice.
good.
So and then 1d3 people get sick.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
sorry.
We'll go with yours.
I wasn't sure who was supposed to roll that. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So who in your building gets sick?
I think Delilah. I think the grandmother is basically sacrificing, like a lot of old people might in times of crisis, is sacrificing herself for her descendants. So she's actually like taken her shawl and like covered her grandchildren with it, and she's suffering the brunt.
Oh, the pathos.
Mm-hmm.
And you should then roll on the occurrence table to see what happens during this turn. A domesticated animal rooting around the base of a tree has been impaled by a large falling icicle. Remove 1 domesticated animal from the storeroom and add 1 unit of food. So which animal is this that we see impaled one particularly cold morning?
Well, I don't think we've named any of them.
No.
Yeah, so each one of us has only 1 animal?
Yes.
Yeah.
This
I think
animal has died?
It's Belle, my goat. My battle goat. She went rooting around her roots and bulbs and stuff and at the tree.
Rammed the side of the building too hard. Icicle fell from the roof. Should stick to dams.
Yeah, she was vicious but dumb. Really dumb goat.
Damn icicles! They get your goat every time.
Okay. So, is there anything else that we need to see from this turn? Anything that you want to play out?
I just think we're cold. Like, if you're looking in we're just huddled together. Like, there's no fire. It's pretty. So does that mean the wind's died down?
Yeah, the wind has died down a bit.
Okay.
The gods have accepted Bel as their sacrifice to.
For starters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the harsh temperature is going to last a bit longer.
Yeah, but seeing the winters, like, I'm gonna make sure when we go into the next turn, you'll probably Beaupré's making sure that the rest of the town's gonna get fed before his house does. He thinks he can keep him alive. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then we move on to turn 3.
Oh, so where in that should we have marked somebody dead in each house for lack of fuel?
Now,
Right now?
Right now.
Okay.
So if there is not fuel, if there is not enough fuel in a building, a villager in that building dies. So who dies in each building?
So Olaf isn't going to make it. Oh.
Zin, the widow, dies. Certainly have a broken heart. We'll go with that.
Yeah, Delilah, the grandmother, is one of the. Yeah, I wrap her up in her shawl and put her away from the view of the grandchildren, and leave Maria to tell them what happened.
If a villager has ticked both of their is hungry boxes or all 3 of their is sick boxes, they die. But no one is quite that badly off just yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. Most of the sick people just died. So there's that. In fact, all of the sick people just died.
Mm-hmm.
Puts us down to a population of 13. 2 deaths. Now let's check the new temperature. It's a slightly milder week than before. We might be able to save some people this week. Now we're ration the supplies again. Some of you have fewer people to feed. Or all of you have fewer people to feed, I suppose. It should actually be 12 people and 3 deaths.
So I like to feed all my people this time.
Yeah.
Shun comes looking for the food because they missed all their food last time. She's like, I'm just going to take it all.
Take 1 for each.
Yeah, I'm just going to take all the food and take it home with me. And I'll feed all my people this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of it.
Okay. And I would like to feed Duma and Hogarth, but I will abstain as well as Bendit and Thera. I think.
Okay. So you'll feed 2 people. Yeah, we should delete.
And so that leaves 5?
Leaves 4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm gonna feed myself, Maria, Bippity, and Boppity. But Boop has been a disappointment. Too much crying, too much whining. I'm not going to feed her. Him,
Boop.
Sorry.
Poor Boop.
Yep.
Boop does not get food today.
No, he's got to learn.
Okay, so we have 1 cranky Boop coming up. Does not get food. Okay. And medicine, I suppose we don't actually need any at the moment.
No one's sick, right?
No one is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then...
Yeah, I think the only sick person we had died.
Yeah. And then there's the matter of the fuel.
Yeah, Sean's going to take the 2 fuel for her household. so you guys can be cold.
Mm.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah, there's a matter of pragmatism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Also,
there is.
I noticed that
Yeah.
I can't remove other people's stuff because I'm not the GM.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be handling the movement of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Good. Then I think all of our stuff is distributed.
Hmm.
Now it's time to get more. So it means that Shun is our active adventurer of the week.
Yeah. So I don't have to get medicine. I can get food.
Yep.
And I do that by asking Varric to get food. Is that correct?
Again?
Hmm.
Fine.
Yeah, you're the one coordinating the effort, but I imagine Derek is doing most of the gathering.
And Sean's like, I have to prepare the medicine for the sick. Right now, everyone's fine, but that's going to change in time. You want me to be ready, right? Go get some food.
Okay, I'm hungry, so I'm not going to argue with you anymore. I mean, I would, but I'm hungry, so I'm not.
Yeah.
You are, in fact, one box of hunger.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that our active adventurer? 2d6. Food. That would be Shun.
All right. So I rolled 2d6.
Yes.
All right, we get 6 food.
Harsh.
And then I'll roll a die 6. Food is my thing. Ha! Ha!
Whoa.
Nice.
Everybody's gonna get fed. Maybe.
Nice.
Really driven by your own hunger. Then we get 1d3 fuel for our fighter.
Ba, ba, ba.
That's what happens when you eat the goblins rather than preserving them for fuel.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. So those are our supplies. We're actually pretty well off, all things considered. So let's see. Then it's time for the occurrence of the week.
Okay. One of the villagers has contracted a parasite from eating old food. This villager can no longer go a turn without eating. One is hungry box, and one is sick box. Must be checked at all times, regardless of whether they eat or receive medicine.
Yeah, that person's gonna die.
Yeah.
So who is it that eats bad food? Who is it in your house?
It's going to be Rael. Rael is possessed by a demon.
Yeah, that's probably what they'd call it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the demon of tapeworm.
The tapeworm demon. It's also the geometrical shapes demon.
Yeah, there's a surprising amount of overlap there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one permanent hunger and sickness. But yeah, it does feel like he's not long for this world.
No, he's in trouble.
Yeah, but your house is warm enough that no one's going to die this turn.
That's good.
Yeah, so for the very end of this turn, 1d3 people become sick. Yeah. You can feel free to roll that.
All right. 3 people become sick.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Are they all from my household?
I think at least one has to be. Then we can spread it out. It's probably going to be
Okay.
one from each.
I'll just have everybody be sick except for me.
Well, okay.
So-
So someone's going to. We only have enough fuel for one house? Maybe we don't know yet. I'm thinking maybe we should, since someone's going to die anyway, in at least 2 houses.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Well, actually, I guess in at least 1 house, because it's possible that we'll only need 1 fuel. I think we should spread it out a little,
Okay.
if not all the way.
No, right now people are going to die in 2 houses because you've already distributed the fuel.
The fuel.
All right.
Both you and I
s-
don't have enough fuel to heat our houses.
Okay.
So
So
Sora,
yeah,
the
we should
gold
each have a sick
panner,
person. So yeah.
Sora's
Yeah.
still panning for gold in the winter. So when she goes out by the river, she gets sick.
It's a bad call.
Yeah. But she brings back gold, which is important for alchemy and medicine.
Yeah. Okay, so Sora is getting sick.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yeah, I think it's also. Let's see, because we need 2 more people. I think Bendon is getting
yeah.
sick
yeah, for sure.
from not eating and generally just having a bad time, and probably little Boop
I think so.
gone out to try to look for food for themselves. And
He's been chewing on roots he shouldn't have been chewing on.
all right.
Oh yeah, that battle goat was full of worms.
Yeah, but why she was jumping around.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're done with turn 3. Now it is time to see who dies. So if there is not enough fuel in one building, a villager in that building dies. So Varric and Bopra, who dies?
Bendon, not making it.
Bendon is no more.
Yeah.
It's ceased to be.
Yeah, Boop. After getting sick, is violently ill and just loses all fluids. Just pukes it all up, coming out of both ends, and he's just done.
But luckily, we have a great storehouse of medicine.
I do like the pragmatism here. So, if a villager is hungry or all 3 is sick boxes, they die.
Yeah.
No one has quite gotten to that point yet. But we're working on it. Or wait, do we?
No.
No, it's all been from cold.
Yeah, it's all been through the cold.
Because I'm seeing some hunger boxes ticked on Sora and Raoul.
Oh, they all ate last round, didn't they?
No,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
green.
Yeah, then
That means
they
they're okay.
Yeah, then they should be good. Okay.
Okay.
Just
If
Yeah,
they're red,
yeah.
then that's
Farah
bad.
did not eat last round.
They're green.
yeah. So don't tick the boxes unless they haven't eaten them. Just for clarity's sake.
Alright.
Yeah.
No, leave that one there.
That's what they're for. Right.
He's always has one ticked.
Yeah. He does always have one. Good one.
He always just ticked.
Yeah. My bad. I forgot. But everyone else. Yeah. So what do we see for this round? our one scene.
I think Shun is being pragmatic, and she comes over to Varric and says, a lot of people are dying. I think it's time we abandon one of the houses. I'll take Hogarth back to mine. Sora and he seem to have some kind of relationship. They want to be together, or at least that's what Sora says. You should move in with Bilpe. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry.
That's okay. Beaupre.
Bilpe. Okay.
But it's not quite room to like, merge two buildings just yet.
I mean,
someone would have to die first. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I'm sure that will happen, but yeah, I guess
there can't be more than 5 like buildings.
Well, okay. Are you suggesting that we consolidate as much as possible, and then since there isn't quite enough room, that we're one shy of having everybody fit in 2 houses, we just select someone to who gets to live outside?
No, they get to live in the house alone.
Okay.
With no fuel.
Okay.
I'm sure you've been living with these people. There's just somebody you can't stand.
Well, okay. When I fed Duma the other day, they didn't like thank me or anything, even though I didn't get to eat. So,
they begged for your help on their hands and knees, and now your aid is not good enough for them?
Yeah, well,
the house is theirs.
Yeah, it's all theirs.
They let them burn it to keep
That's
warm if they want.
They're too weak to do this. They'll use up food just moving. I think you spend food to be able to move people from one building to another.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
No houses were that far apart. It's a small village.
I mean, I just walked over here. Why can't I just stay?
You need to carry all your stuff. That's the thing. Yeah, you're moving your entire life.
So is it a food for each person who moves?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. I guess maybe we should wait on this plan. I mean, we're going to.
I should say it's 1 food for each person involved in the move. So 1 for each person that's moving, and 1 for each person like in the new house.
Oh.
Yeah.
What, really? So
that's not realistic at all.
This is extremely strange.
They are also part of the move. They are also like working to get these people adjusted.
If one person joins a house, everyone else has to eat?
Yeah.
Okay, forget that.
No.
I hope you like being cold, Eric. I guess Sora will have to be without her beloved.
Yeah, consolidation is a desperation move to conserve fuel. It's not something you do willy-nilly. So speaking of which, I think I was just kind of engrossed in the scene for a bit, so I actually forgot where we are in the order. Did we?
Yeah, so we've went 1 whole round. It's probably time for a break.
Let's see. We're about coming up on the halfway point. in a few rounds, but we can do a breakdown. We just finished round 4. If my perception
3, I
is good.
think.
No, it should be 4.
Okay.
Just now.
Yeah, we start the 4th now.
Yeah.
Actually, when people died, that was the 4th.
Yeah, it's just the start of the 4th. Okay, cool. Yeah, so do we want to take a quick break? A quick word from our sponsors. We'll be back in a moment.
Mhm.
Stay tuned, everyone.